I've got a backlog of videos I need to upload, but just saw I can't remember the fucker's name. Or some Republican is saying that America needs to. Excuse me. Reminds me. To get involved in Venezuela to stabilize it. We're election meddling. You know, all that talk about the Russians meddling in our elections and whatever else, and don't even get me started. But I'm asking for the world. I'm asking for global involvement to stabilize America. We need. Why should we be trying to control the world? And sorry, I'm using a freaking headlamp right now as that I can theme it because, as you can see, I'm in my like. In less than 2 weeks, I had to rebuild my shelter a couple of times. Well, it was mainly after the first. I did it good the first time. It was alright. I could have improved upon it, and I mean that's the thing is I got practice along this route, but yeah, I had to break down things. I had it really good before that in the video that I need to upload, but I was on private property at that point in time because yeah, I'm tent camping. Well. I'm crafting my own tent. I'm figuring out what's best for me. And I had an RV and everything like that, and that wasn't what I needed or what I wanted. Let's see. So back to Venezuela. So global involvement with the United States, again, stabilize the United States world. Freaking come and stabilize us because we're, just kind of off the damn charts. But and one key thing about this whole Brexit deal is that we still see that England has a lot of control because we see that Venezuela, that Maduro can't get the gold. He can't cash in his gold. And I'm saying his goal because he's president of the United States. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, of Venezuela. And it's really the people's gold. And the thing is that the people elected him. And well, the results, and that's what happens with, I guess, honest elections. People will just disapprove of things. And what's funny is that, we pull out of Syria. There's all these talks about back in Israel. Another video I need to upload that got rudely interrupted on. But it was going on for a minute. And, but yeah, just taking it down the rabbit hole and everything like that. And, we're getting involved in Venezuela. And the big difference between the Middle East, like with Syria, in Venezuela is China. China has an involvement in Venezuela. And then it goes back to BRICS Bank. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. South America? South Africa, I think, is what it is. And the thing is, about 8 months ago, give or take, Venezuela, there was they were brought up in the news, you know, with their petroleum assets and them switching over to cryptocurrency, which is something that Japan's switching over to, right? I mean, we're getting to this point. And significant chess pieces have moved. All right. And actually, I'll show you a little something. That's from an old tent. That bar, well, it's fiberglass tube and like tent thing, and so and I'm actually glad I had that, because what I can do is actually use that as the rib end, and I'd like to create a cage, because you know, I'm trying, and because that stuff is actually pretty sturdy. At least the one I got. None of them are made the same way. So excuse me, by the way. So I mean, what we're staging for is we're gonna be back in Israel more, which is that I really need to upload that video, which is what Marco Rubio was very passionate about, and then there was some other weirdo who was just reading the script and being forced into a position because he's being blackmailed. That's what happens with these politicians, so that they have no integrity. And if one has integrity while going into office, people try to steal it. They try to create immoral people in order to create this corrupt machine going on and on and on and on and on. I just strongly implore all of you to pay attention to the things. We're getting ready for war. And Venezuela is basically Cuba times 2. And there's a lot going on right now. Pay attention, people, please. And stop focusing on MAGA hats and everything like that. That's a bunch of fucking masturbation. Just instant gratification. Do you want to get some freaking ass? I think that applies to every person. Everyone has an ass. What kind of ass do you want? I like a nice juicy ass. But I prefer females. And as long as her hips are wider than her shoulders, I'm down. I like a lady like that. Yeah. Anyways, get away from my fucking male ego. I appreciate y'all. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, and really pay attention to what the hell is actually going on in this world. And stop being compartmentalized. Stop being put into a compartment. And that's what these algorithms do, is they try to manipulate our thinking. And some people just want to keep on knowing just one thing. But when someone goes down a rabbit hole, well, that's like a black hole, and you don't know. I mean, everything can happen down there. I mean, shnikes. That is scarring. significant scar, huh? And that's alright. Fuck it. Their spells don't work on me. And just have it in you. Think outside the box. The only reason why I got through this is because I understood certain idealizations. I try not to say I'm not cultured, and you know what? Maybe I'm not cultured, but I am cultured. I just pay attention to. I pay attention to different cultures. Y'all mean a lot to me. You're beautiful, and I'd love to kiss you and hug you all. Maybe grab your ass too. I'd share a Philly cheesesteak with you any day of the week. But I'm not sharing my New York pie. Oh no. That's mine. I love y'all. And say, like, whoosh. That's what it's all about, baby.